WWE's Fastlane is this Saturday from Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is a very short match card, so I'm expecting a lot of long matches, but here's my predictions. First match on the card we're going to talk about is Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, let's be real. Since SummerSlam, Io's title reign has been a little bit lackluster. They've seemed to be focusing more on Bayley, on how she's still running Damage Control, other than really pushing the momentum for Io Sky. That being said, a lot of people are not happy that Charlotte is once again in the title picture. But at the end of the day, it's Charlotte Flair, and she's always going to be there. Asuka has been coming out and really giving us a new dynamic once again to her character. We are going to win either way as long as the match is a very good match. What is my prediction for this? I'm going to go with Io Sky retaining, but they really need to put on a great match because when it comes down to it, if Io, Asuka, and Charlotte do not put on an entertaining match that brings the crowd alive, you're going to wonder what's going to happen in the next couple of months when it comes to Io Sky and her WWE Women's title reign. The randomness, that is the LWO versus what we might call the Hurt Profits. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford going up against Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and one of the two guys that are part of the LWO that nobody really remembers. Now, I'm just joking. I don't want to shoot on Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro like that. Those are two very good entertainers, but we have no idea which one of these guys is actually going to be part of the six-man tag match. This match is kind of interesting because the LWO seem to be on this little roller coaster of they're going to be cool, they're not going to be cool, they need a lot of help. But there is nothing really about the LWO that really entertains me like the original LWO did. Now you have the Hurt Profits who are getting pushed to the moon. This whole thing with Bobby Lashley throwing them out and then making them come and prove their worth to come back in. I love that kind of storyline. And really, the only people that are really supposed to go over in this match are Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, the AKA Hurt Profits. There is one little factor that we have to remember is that Carlito has still signed with WWE, and this could be a great way to introduce him without having to bring in Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. Bring in Carlito as the third member of this and get a great fun pop from the fans and make the LWO a hell of a lot stronger. But also, don't forget, guys, we might have a slight heel turn by Santos Escobar because he really wants that US title from Rey Mysterio. The Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso winning this makes no sense. So my prediction is Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes winning this makes no sense. My prediction is that Judgment Day does retain their tag titles. But there has to be more to this story than just a regular tag match and Jey and Cody tagging together. There has to be maybe Jey super kicking Cody or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn somehow getting involved. There has to be more to this match than just a straight up title match because really, we only have 5 matches on this card, for one. 2, it's a 3-hour pay-per-view. So where are we going to fit in more storyline? Where are we going to build something out of this? This is where you build more. Judgment Day gets involved. Sammy and KO come out to help. And maybe we build this into something for the future in Survivor Series. I think this is our Survivor Series storyline right here. It's what we need for either a War Games or for a traditional 5v5 Survivor Series style match. This is where we begin our build for this because really there's nothing else that makes sense because Cody and Jey don't need the tag titles. They're better as singles competitors on their own, and Judgment Day is still the most dominant force in the WWE right now when it comes to a faction. So I pick the Judgment Day to retain their titles. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline, what's left of it, versus John Cena and LA Knight. Yeah, listen, this is the match I'm actually most looking forward to seeing on this card. I love what they're doing here. They're bringing together the renegade that is LA Knight, the quote greatest of all time, John Cena, versus what is in shambles, the Bloodline, to really push LA Knight into a storyline where we could see a cross with Roman Reigns, but we're also going to see how he holds himself in the main event with the guy who's been the main event for the better part of the last 15 years. So when it comes down to this match, it really doesn't matter who wins. I still think it's going to be the Bloodline because something, again, I think there's a screwy finish. I think LA Knight inadvertently hits John Cena, or vice versa. John Cena inadvertently hits LA Knight. I think it's going to be a Bloodline W, but this is really going to put LA Knight on that next tier to put him in line for a potential title match against Roman Reigns at potentially Survivor Series. So when it comes down to this match, I'm more excited about where this goes for LA Knight compared to where it goes for the Bloodline storyline and John Cena. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seems like right now Shinsuke Nakamura is your favorite going into the match. The mind games, the vignettes, the back injury to Seth Rollins. Has he really gotten himself into the mind of the architect? Because at this point, Seth Rollins is going to be struggling to come out of this match with how everything is just going around in his mind, thinking that he might fail against it for his family. He might fail for himself, and he might fail for the fans. They have been showing a lot of long title runs in WWE recently. Is this the time for Seth Rollins to drop his World Heavyweight Championship? And is Shinsuke Nakamura really the best choice with a potential turn from Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw? Does a feud versus Drew and Shinsuke really interest the rest of the WWE universe? Or is a feud versus Seth Rollins the best way to go about it? At this point, I have no idea. This match is a coin toss for me. If I'm going to pick something, I think for better booking in the future of the company, I think this goes to Seth freaking Rollins. We cannot doubt what Shinsuke Nakamura has done over the last several months in building himself into this new vicious form that WWE has not allowed to happen since he's really debuted in America. WWE is letting Shinsuke Nakamura be Shinsuke Nakamura, and at the end of the day, we win. The fans win with what we're getting right now with Shinsuke Nakamura and this feud with Seth Rollins. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. If they put the title on Shinsuke, I love it. If they don't put the title on Shinsuke, oh well, it is what it is. But we as fans are spoiled rot to see what's happening right now with the World Heavyweight title picture and Monday Night Raw. I'm still picking Seth Rollins. And the final thing on the roster that we don't have booked or planned, but we've heard rumors, Jade Cargill could be showing up at WWE Fastlane. This could be very interesting. It could show that WWE is putting obviously all its stock in the future that is Jade Cargill. Are we going to get to see her cut a promo? Is she just going to get a backstage segment? Is she going to get a face-to-face with Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, or God forbid, Charlotte Flair? This is going to be a very interesting step into the future of the women's division if Jade Cargill does show up at Fastlane. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the Mr. Teshk Wrestling channel. And leave your comments. Where do you think everything's going to go? What are your predictions? Let me know. And don't forget, I will be live on twitch.tv/Mr. Teshk all of Fastlane.